All right, friends, starting off in our child's pose, let us maybe wiggle a little bit. Okay, and your thought here is just to give your hips and your body time just to relax down toward the center of the earth. And feel free to take really big, deep breaths into your big open rib cage and chest. Spread your armpits open toward the ground. And see if you can feel your back body, your front, and your side bodies all expanding outward on the inhale and moving inward on the exhale. Filling yourself with air to the max on the inhale and emptying your lungs completely with your exhales. And maybe you'd like to cultivate that ujjayi breath or victorious breath. It's a nice warming breath where you simply make a roaring breath sound in your ears. You might already naturally be doing it. All right, feel free to make it nice and loud. Feel it rolling through your sinuses, and we want to feel like this breath really takes up all the space in your body. And use your imagination. In the beginning of the practice, I think the imagination is a super important tool to just root us to this moment and allow you to spend some real time with your body, being present. So maybe you imagine that your ribs are like gills and you can breathe and soften all the spaces between your ribs. I like to imagine that all my cells are breathing and that all the space between them is getting washed through with clean air. Stay connected with this breath and with this moment. And maybe notice if you feel any different than you did maybe a moment or two ago when we started this practice. Allow your face to relax. Continue to breathe deeply like this, releasing tension with each exhale. You might feel your low back or your hips here. Feel free to kind of wiggle and adjust things to feel just right. Now I'd like to take a few more breaths still here, just enjoying maybe how you may have softened into this posture a little bit, hopefully. And we'll start to lengthen the spine. So to the best of your ability, start to spider walk your fingers outward. So your hands have become little spiders. They're walking out away. However, please keep a nice heaviness in your hips. So we still want that long backside feeling all across your shoulder blades. And as you dig down into your fingertips and lift your armpits and elbows, you might feel a really beautiful opening and spreading feeling across your chest. I like to roll a little bit, getting some gentle twisting in your upper back maybe. And maybe look side to side, under each armpit. Okay, just kind of warming and opening up your spine. And let's take a little side bend here, getting more into opening your low back. So if you walk your hands out to the left, really press down into your hands. Okay, don't be shy. Push down and really press away with that right hip, like you're trying to shoot your right hip away from your hands. Breathe into the left side here. Feel the rib cage spreading wide. Continue to remind yourself to keep a long neck and a long feeling in your spine, just throughout your practice, really, throughout your life even. Maybe one more breath here. Let's come through the center and do the same thing on the right. So hands are on the right. We're actively pressing into the hands here. Okay, you can even lift your palms if you like. And we're moving the left hip away. Big breath into the left ribs. Where's that long neck? Maybe one more. Big breath. Okay, bring it back through center. Come on through. So from here, grip the mat and pull yourself up to hands and knees. Let's warm up your spine and your back a little bit more with some cat-cows. Okay, a little bit of core warm up too. But first, let's activate the upper body. So with your strongest hand grip the mat. Just really grab it, put a lot of space between your fingers, and make sure that you feel like your hands are really strong and connected. Pull your elbows inward and feel your chest turn on, okay? From there, heart moves forward on your inhale. So keep your active upper body. You're actually pulling with your arms. And with your exhale, push the floor away, round that spine. Drop your head, maybe shake it out. A few more breaths like that. Heart forward, inhale, pull. Exhale, push, heart up. Okay, take some more time like this. Close your eyes. This is just we're just warming up, linking breath and movement. I want you to get real connected to your core here. So notice the roll of the belly button pulling upward on the inhale, protecting your low back, and pressing inward on the exhale. Really strengthening your core. Use what you got, okay? Maybe roll a few times side to side. If you got some little soreness in your back, it might feel nice. And then let's meet back at a flat back, okay? From here, right leg out behind you. Send it out. Let's rock some extra weight into the strong right hand, which is still actively gripping and pushing down. The left hand reaches forward. Let's balance here. Go ahead and look down. I'll try to use my words, so you don't really have to look unless you absolutely need to. And think of the front of your body pushing down, really arching that strong belly up away from the floor. And the back body is moving, strong lifting away from the floor as well. So breathe here. I want you to feel a lot of strength in your core. Belly button wraps in, please. And we think of being extremely long rather than high. Okay, so we're going to get a little funky here. Go ahead and inhale and reach as long as you can. With your exhale, I'm going to call this funky airplane. Move your right knee out to the right and hover it with a bent right knee. Do the same with your left elbow. Bend it and point it out to the left, okay? Let's do that again. So we'll inhale back to that long shape. We'll call this bird dog. And exhale, funky airplane. Lift, push. Again, inhale, bird dog. Strong belly. Exhale, funky airplane. Now hold here with me. Breathe. If you want to take it easy right now, drop an arm and a leg. You want to stay here? Stay here. I'm going to give you a spicy option because I like spicy options. If you want to experiment with strength, take out your right leg to the side. Straighten out that right leg. Straighten out the left arm for a full funky airplane. Make a long spine here. One more big breath in. Let it go. Come on back to hands and knees. This is a really great time to sit back on your heels, flip your hands over, Point your fingers at your knees, and we'll get a wrist stretch. Okay, you can roll around. Feel free to really moosh out the tops of your hands. You can roll over your knuckles. And let's do the other side. So fingers point at your knees, palm down. And with this one, you can kind of roll it up and down. That feels nice. Feel free to really spread your fingers while you do this and kind of grip. All right, it's important that we take care of our wrists. All right, give them a good shake, and we're gonna go to the other side. Okay, back to hands and knees. Let's do all of that on the other side. So left leg out behind. Make sure we're internally rotating the hip, the knee points down, the toes point down. Okay, extra weight in the left hand. Make sure you have a strong grip. Right hand reaching forward. So bird dog. Wake up the core, pull it in strong from within. Breathe here. So I want you to begin to connect with that push down, that lift and lengthen. Okay, here we are in bird dog. So we're going to play around with that funky airplane flow on this side. So inhaling to get long here, please. And exhaling, left knee floats on the left. Right elbow floats on the right. Lift, funky. Inhale back to bird dog. Exhale, funky. Lift it. Nice, one more time. Inhale, bird dog. Exhale, funky, and hold here. So decide what you need. Do you need a break? Do you need to stay here? Do you need to experiment with adding challenge by extending the left leg and the right arm? Breathe here, push the floor down. All right, let it go. Hands and knees. And maybe this is a good time for a different wrist stretch. So if you sit back on your heels here, you can take your hands behind you, and we're going to go ahead and interlace fingers. Move those hands back. Heart lifting up high. Okay, we want to think of pulling the belly button in, but get a good stretch across your chest. And then we'll play around here with, I'm going to turn just a little bit to give you some options you can play around with from right here, okay? So if you want to start playing around with doing this funky reverse prayer hand thing, you can just take your fingers onto your back and see how that feels on your wrists and your arms. And you're going to want to think about creating space in the front of your chest while you do this. Maybe your fingertips touch, okay? Touch behind you. And maybe you can even start to bring your palms toward each other. Remember to keep your belly button in, but you can also play around with sliding those hands back behind you. So it feels good on your shoulders and your wrists. Wherever you are along that spectrum, okay? Maybe one more big breath. Let that go. That's a really good stretch for your feet too. So from here, my friends, let's get up off our hands for a little bit. Tuck your toes and let's lift the hips up and back. Find a downward facing dog. This is a very informal one. Let's just kind of move it around a lot. Pedal out your heels. Roll your shoulders. Shake your head. And I like to give the hips kind of a sway from side to side. All right, and from here, we're going to walk all the way to the hands. So see if you want to maybe tiptoe to your hands. I kind of like to see how close I can tiptoe to my hands. All right, take a moment to hang. So please put a generous bend in your knees. So generous that your heart hangs pretty much down where your knees are, okay? And you can even take your feet wider if that helps. But take a moment to hang and sway. And just kind of let gravity do the work here. If you can really let go of your neck and the muscles at the base of your skull, you'll feel that your head is just naturally getting pulled down, and it should feel nice on your spine. Okay, your lower back might get an inch longer as the weight of your upper body kind of tractions it out. A few more deep breaths here. You might want to grab your elbows as you sway. You might even want to join your hands behind you again. All right, we're going to come up. So release your hands or your elbows if you grabbed them. And we'll inhale here, pressing into your heels, rise up. Take your time. I want to feel like you're pushing down into your heels. Reach up really tall here. Maybe lift your heart. And with your exhale, drop it down into a squat. So your hips go down, your heart stays high, and you're thinking of pulling your knees toward each other. Come on to standing on your inhale. And we'll fold on the exhale. Hinge at your hips. Perhaps put a bend in your knees so that your palms come down. On your inhale, just come halfway up, unroll your spine and look forward. On the exhale, fold very deeply. All right, your palms are down. So on your inhale, step it back to a plank. Okay, and that can mean your knees are down or not. And then either way, with your exhale, lower yourself down, elbows in. Here comes a cobra on your inhale. Pull your heart forward as your tailbone points down. Lift and hover that heart. Exhale, I'll meet you in a down dog. So you can come through hands and knees or straight up to that down dog. Take a few breaths here again. In down dog, we can start to really activate the push of the hands into the mat and the pull back with the feet. Like you want to rip your mat in half. Think of pulling your elbows in toward each other slightly. So you're kind of increasing the distance between your shoulder blades as the elbows move inward. And I like to see, once I'm kind of comfortable in the down dog, once everything feels kind of settled in, try scooching your fingers an inch or two forward, and your spine just got a little longer. Let's try that trick. All right, let's move. All right, with your inhale, let's get the right leg up and out behind. Send it high. With your exhale, right knee forward. Let's drop that right foot between your hands. Inhaling here, come up to a crescent lunge. So push down into your leg bones as you lift your heart. We're going to come up to a balance. So exhale here. Swim your heart forward. We're going to put some extra weight into the right foot. Okay. Inhale, press into that right foot, left knee up in front. You can extend it if you want a little extra challenge for your hip flexor. Okay. Exhaling here, send that left toe back, crescent lunge. Inhale, peel your big heart up and open to the ceiling. And exhale, all hands down around the front foot, back to down dog. We'll take a little vinyasa in between, folks. Always feel free to skip it, okay? I'm just gonna start flowing and moving here. Inhaling, heart forward to plank. Okay, with your exhale, you can hop or you can step to your hands. It's yogi's choice. Inhale to roll yourself up, standing, maybe a tiny back bend here. Exhale, chair posture. How low do you want to go? Okay, challenge yourself to go lower or stay up high. Inhale, lifting that heart back to standing. Exhale, folding. Inhale, unroll, look up. And exhale, fold deeply again. Palms are down here. We're inhaling and stepping it or hopping it back to plank. It's a yogi's choice. Okay, exhale here, come all the way down. Inhale, pull on the mat, hands grip and pull your heart up and forward. For your cobra, really point your tailbone down here. Okay, exhale here, meet you in a down dog. All right, 5 or 6 long, slow breaths in your down dog. Really embodying this posture. I want you to fill up every corner of your down dog. Turn the heels a little out so you can't see them anymore. Lift your kneecaps. Could you increase the distance between your ribs and your hips? And remember to breathe. And never underestimate the power that a little curl in the corners of your lips can give you when you're in a posture. and you're getting tired. Okay, we're gonna do the other side. Here we go. Inhaling here, left leg up and out behind. Exhale here, left foot down between your hands, okay? Crescent lunge on your inhale. Sweep your heart up and open. Think of pushing down into your legs as you peel open your front body. Remember how we balanced, okay? Exhale, heart moving forward. Extra weight is in that left foot. Inhale, the right knee up out in front. You can lift the knee, or you can also extend the leg if you want a little bit more hip flexor work. Going back to that crescent lunge. Exhale, right toes on the floor. Inhale, lift your heart up and open. Exhale, hands down, back to down dog. Here comes another vinyasa. Let's go. Inhaling, heart moves forward to plank. Exhaling, yogi's choice, hop or step to your hands. Fold. Inhale, roll it up, lift your heart. Exhale, chair posture, sit low. Inhale, all the way up, standing. Exhale, fold it. Halfway up, inhale. Big fold, exhale. Palms are down. Inhaling to plank, yogi's choice. You can hop or step. Exhale all the way down, elbows in. Okay, cobra on your inhale. Down dog on your exhale. Okay, 5 or 6 breaths in your down dog again. Here we are. So I just want you to always keep in mind during your practice that I'm going to make so many suggestions, and I always want you to be super sensitive to what your body needs in the moment, and you're always modifying and you're always interpreting these movements to suit you better. All right, notice how your down dog's feeling. Let's keep going. Inhaling here, your right leg is up and out behind. Exhaling here, right foot drops between your hands. Let's balance again. Inhale, crescent lunge on your inhale. Just like we did before. Exhale, heart moves forward, weight in the right foot. Inhale, left leg up in front. And I'm just going to turn a little bit to face you here because I'm running out of space on my little set here. So the left leg is up and out in front, and I'd like to balance with you starting from here. So please keep in mind, if your arms get tired, put your hands on your hips. And if your left leg is done and it needs a break, just put the toe on the floor at any time throughout this experience. So here we go. So I want you to reach down and see if you can just grab that left knee, maybe one hand or two hands. And if that's going great, slide your hand down, and peace fingers and your thumb are going to loop your left big toe. So here we are. Keep rooting down through the right foot, okay? I want you to become really super aware of your right arch and feel like you're pushing down through the bones of your right leg, but you're pulling up through the muscles. Keep the core engaged. We're going to keep balancing. Now, what if we extend this left leg? Maybe partially, maybe not. You kind of experiment, please. Hold here. Now, you have the option to keep that hold on the toe or even change it to the knee or shin. However, I'm also going to give you the challenging option of floating the leg in the air. So keep breathing wherever you are. Push out through all your bones. Pull in through all your muscles. Nice challenge. Okay, one more big breath in here. With your exhale, here's where we're going. Check this out. Okay, we're bending the left knee. I want you to simultaneously drop your heart forward and send your left leg up with skill and control. Eventually, your right knee might bend. Your hands will come down. And my friends, we are in a standing split. And I'd like us to spend a little time here. So get comfortable. Let's extend that left leg all the way out. Now we can put as much bend as we want in the right leg, okay? A big bend, something that makes sense for you, or no bend. But please make that left leg long and strong. You can even point through the toe to feel that power. And what if you could get your hands quite close to your right foot? Just maybe fingertips is good as well. It doesn't have to be palms, but something is on the floor, okay? If you want extra challenge here, you can experiment with putting your right hand on your right leg. Okay, if things are going pretty well and you're feeling pretty stable, you might try both hands on your right leg. Wherever you are, you're still having a good time. And the right leg is getting a nice warming, especially on the back there. So maybe one more big breath in here in your standing split. And we're gonna let it go. So go ahead and drop your hands to the floor. Drop the left toes back there. Let's come back up into another crescent lunge. So from here, inhale, lift your heart, crescent lunge. Exhale, all hands down, down dog. All right, here comes a little vinyasa in between. Inhaling here, heart forward. Exhaling, hop or step to plank. Inhale, roll it up, standing. Exhale, hinge and fold. Halfway up, inhale. Fold all the way down, exhale. Palms are down, back to plank, inhale. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, cobra, big heart moves up. Exhale, down dog. All right, welcome back to down dog. Let's take 5 or 6 long, slow breaths right here. Maybe close your eyes. Tune in to that inward pulling feeling of your legs and your arms, the elbows, the knees, slightly engaging inward. Okay, I want you to feel a really strong sense of control from the center in all these postures. You can always bring your awareness back to that question, where is my center of gravity right now? Okay, ready for the other side? Here we go. Inhaling, left leg up and out behind. And exhale, drop the left foot between your hands. A crescent lunge on the inhale. Come on up, big breath in. Going to a balance. So on the exhale, weight in that left leg. Inhale, right knee launches up in front. And we'll balance here for a while. So I'll turn slightly to face you. Okay. Here we are. Let's become real strong down in that left leg bones. The leg bones are pressing down. The muscles are pulling up and in. We feel strong from the core. Hands up or down, knee extended or not. It's really up to you. But wherever you are, see if you can reach down and grab that right knee. Okay. And then slide your right hand down to the toe, the right big toe. The knee might work fine. You kind of play around with that. You can extend or not. Keep breathing. Become aware of where your center of gravity is. Perhaps challenge yourself. Let go of the leg. Breathe. All right, sometimes you're going to want to give up. And that's okay. Look at that when it arises. Okay, I want to give up right now. Okay, but maybe don't give up until you've looked at that voice for a second. One more big breath in here. Now here's where we're going. Remember, we're going to bend that right knee, shoot the right leg out behind, simultaneously dive your chest forward with control. Fingertips down, left knee is bent. Let your head hang. So standing split. Let's extend the right leg. And I just want you to enjoy this. It feels good to be upside down. It's good for you. And remember that you can put as much bend as you want in the left knee. You can be really generous. Okay, but you do want to extend and strengthen that right leg. You might experiment with a few things. You can take the hands close in by that grounded foot. You could be more focused on how high can I lift the leg, but see if you could keep a really strong internal rotation. In other words, your hips are level with each other and your right hip is not stacked. So level off those hips. Maybe 1 or 2 hands on that left ankle. You can do a few more breaths here. Feel that left leg getting so warm. It's really good for all those little muscles to get warm. Okay, as you're ready, fingertips come down, right toes come down. We're coming up to a crescent lunge. So inhale here, sweep up and open, peel open your chest. And exhale, all hands down. 3-leg dog on your inhale. And drop that left foot on your exhale. Right. Here comes a vinyasa, my friends. Okay, inhale here, heart forward, plank. Exhale to your hands, fold. Inhale, roll it up, heart up. Exhale, fold down. Halfway up, inhale. Big fold, exhale. Palms are down, inhale to plank. Exhale all the way down, elbows in. Inhale, heart moves up and open. And exhale, roll it down. Okay, I want you to stay here for a little while. So take another cobra. Inhale, heart up and open. And exhale, roll it down. Okay, let's take maybe 5 or 6 more cobras. I really want you to get that feeling of pulling on the mat with your hands as you inhale and pull your heart up and forward. Then you exhale to kind of let it roll down. You're really going to want to keep your elbows in and your neck long, so pay attention there. And you're really going to want to get that downward pointing tailbone feeling. Okay, it's a lot to think about. But it's good for your back, okay, this posture. So come on up to a sustainable cobra that you don't have to use your hands for. So hands under shoulders, you'll just lift your heart just enough. And then see if you can just hover your palms right there. And we still have that feeling, even though the hands are not touching the floor, I still want you to have this energetic pull forward. Okay, and you might even grip the air and pull forward, shoulder blades moving back. If your tailbone can point down and your belly button feels like it's lifting a little bit, maybe you can lift your legs, float the legs. See if you can touch your big toes together. Maybe even join your hands behind your back. You can interlace your fingers and lift. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3 more long, slow breaths here. If you like, you can even play around with bending your knees and grabbing your ankles. Big breath here. Feel the whole front of your body opening wide. Maybe 1 last breath. Feels good. And then let all that go. Okay, take a moment, just rest your head. Let that back bend magic glitter just kind of wash over you. Any kind of back extension is energizing and it can be exhilarating, and it's nice to soak it up. As you're ready, hands back under your shoulders, tuck your toes, we'll press it up to hands and knees. And from here, take your knees to one side and your hips to the other. And we'll come all the way down to the mat. And that's where we'll end our practice. Come on down. Well, maybe a little moment here we'll take to circle the hips out, kind of rolling and smooshing your low back on the mat. Notice how your hips are feeling. And then if you drop your feet just back at center for a moment, move your hips over to the left. So just scoot them over there and drop your knees to the right. Then we have a really nice little twist we can settle into. So maybe goalpost arms, like cactus arms would be nice here. And since the knees are on the right, go ahead and look to the left, away from your knees. Big breath into your chest here. I want you to feel long spine inhales. Belly button to spine on the exhales. Feel your heart lifting up away from the floor as your shoulder blades and arms press down. All right, twists after the practice that we warm our bodies, we move everything, and when we twist, we recalibrate and we massage all the muscles and the organs that we moved. We wring out all the fluids of the torso, lymph, blood, minerals get shifted around, okay? Maybe one more big breath here. Let's roll the knees through center and just pause a moment to take your hips to the right now so that you can drop your knees to the left. And feel free to fidget so that your twist feels just right. Okay, I always encourage fidgeting, but we want some nice cactus arms here. I want you to feel how big and open your chest is as you actively press your upper body into the floor and look to the right so that this beautiful twist runs all the way from the base of your spine to the base of your skull. Okay, the more you can lift your spine up away from the floor and ground your shoulder blades, the more space you can open up. And of course, big breath just makes everything better. All right, as you're ready, bring all of that back into center. All right, both feet on the floor. Let's take a few windshield wipers here. You can take your feet really wide, okay? Knees bent, just dropping the knees toward the mat. If you want a really nice stretch for your inner and outer hip, take those knees really low if you like. You can kind of draw them downward. And keep the belly button pulling in, of course, so your low back is protected. All right, and we'll finish this practice off with long legs stretching out past the edge of the mat and long arms reaching out away from your legs. So get as long as you can be. However, please keep your longest neck a priority. So the shoulder blades stay far away from your ears, of course. And we'll take a side stretch, okay? Banana pose or crescent pose. If you take your legs out to the right, so both legs out to the right, you may just stack your left ankle on top of your right, just for ease, it stays nicely. And let's take both arms out to the right. Make sure your head is between them. And we'll stay and breathe here. This nice left side stretch. Breathe deeply into the left ribs and hip. Make sure your low back is pulling strong belly button into spine. And let's just roll through to the other side. So everything back to center. And now we take our legs out to the left. Perhaps the right ankle crosses over left. Arms and head to the left. And I like to hold my right wrist with my left hand here and move it over so that I get a really nice stretch in that right side. Breathe deeply into your ribs. So if you are right-handed like me, then you might feel this a little more than you did on the other side. If you are left-handed, obviously, the tendency would be the opposite. It's always good to notice things like that in your body. And let's bring it back in to center. So from here, your hands can come back down to rest by your hips, and perhaps any other resting posture would be just as wonderful here. So find a shavasana or something like it. And let go completely. This is the culmination of our practice where we surrender control after warming the body and taking good care of your body and mind. Now we just let the breath run wild. We're no longer controlling it. Let it flow. Soften your face and your body and release any effort that you might be expending. Release any control over your thoughts and just watch them tumble like you would kittens or clouds without attachment. This is a really wonderful opportunity to just be present with this moment passing. Noticing exactly how you feel. Listen to everything you hear right now. This is where I will leave you today for our practice. I would like you to rest for as long as you can. 5 minutes would be ideally the minimum, and more would be better. So either way, thank you so much for joining me and taking good care of yourself.